The top stories: Armenian ambassador to Ethiopia Sahak Sargsyan pledges to strengthen bilateral relations with Ethiopia across multiple sectors. And Ethiopian Airlines Group CEO says the airline achieves 2025 vision with fleet expansion and new destinations. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. With the news, I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. The IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, has met with a senior Ethiopian delegation, including Finance Minister Ahmed Shide and National Bank Governor Mamo Meratu, on Monday in Washington, D.C. The meeting occurred during the 2025 spring meetings of the World Bank Group and the IMF. Georgieva confirmed on social media platform X that the discussion focused on Ethiopia's reform program. She also reaffirmed the IMF's commitment to a strong partnership and continued support for Ethiopia's growth and development objectives. The spring meetings taking place in Washington, D.C. from April 21st to 26th with the theme Jobs, the Path to Prosperity, brings together global leaders to discuss critical economic and development issues. The agenda covers basic topics such as the global economic outlook, financial stability, poverty, growth, employment, and climate change. The meetings include sessions of the boards of governors, the Development Committee, and the IMFSC, which provide advice on global economic and development matters. The G20 finance meetings hosted by South Africa this year are also taking place concurrently. Welcome back. Armenian ambassador to Ethiopia, Sahak Sargsyan, expresses his commitment to deepen bilateral ties with Ethiopia across many fields. Noting that the two nations' ties began in ancient times, the ambassador expresses his readiness to deepen relations with Ethiopia in the areas of education, science, tourism, and ICT, among others. Shagao Yamatau has the following account.
The ties between Ethiopia and Armenia dates back to ancient times. Since then, the two nations have diplomatic relations in the fields of art, education, industry, and government, among others. Talking to EBC World at this dialogue, Armenian ambassador to Ethiopia, Sahak Sargsyan, indicated that these relations have grown tremendously despite there is more to be done to meet expectations of the two people. He further expressed his commitment to bolster diplomatic relations in different sectoral cooperations in Ethiopia.
There is an untapped potential to further our cooperation in various fields such as education, culture, tourism, science, and technology, innovation, IT, digitization, agriculture, food processing, healthcare. So it's a wide range of, let's say, areas that we are currently utilizing as a potential areas of cooperation. Capacity building also something that we can share, share also experiences, best practices with our Ethiopian partners, brothers and sisters.
Mentioning the key role of Ethiopian and Armenian Oriental Orthodoxy for the two nations' strong ties, the ambassador expressed his commitment to elevating spiritual bonds with Ethiopia in addition to diplomatic relations.
Both nations share ancient Christian traditions, as you also been referring to, with the Armenian Apostolic Church and the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church being among oldest Christian churches in the world. As you may know, we both are part of ancient Oriental Orthodoxy, which are in communion with each other. This creates a certain spiritual and cultural the kinship that is quite profound. And we need to exert additional efforts for cementing and also revitalizing these traditional spiritual bonds. I think it would be beneficial for both countries to pursue even greater engagement, not only on the diplomatic level, but also in the dimension of religion and the spiritual dimensions.
The two nations' relation is not just limited to bilateral, but also it encompasses collaborations on international organizations like the United Nations.
We have a good track record in collaboration within international organizations such as United Nations. And as landlocked developing countries, Armenia and Ethiopia, we have also some collaboration when it comes to LLDC countries, landlocked developing countries. And we work together to keep the priorities of LLDC countries high within UN agenda and also in the agendas of other international organizations.
The ambassador finally expressed his optimism to see the participation of Ethiopian partners in a high-level United Nations COP17 conference, which will be hosted in Armenia in 2026, which signifies the two nations' collaboration in international organizations.
Ethiopia, through aligning its agricultural strategies with the Comprehensive African Agriculture Development Program (CAADP), continues to champion. Advisor to the Minister of Agriculture and CAADP focal person, Zena Haptawold, has disclosed. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development (IGAD) organized a program for national dialogue on CAADP on Monday in Addis Ababa. Tigis Sarnis has the following from the Ethiopian news agency.
The Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program (CAADP) is an Agenda 2063 continental initiative that aims to help African countries eliminate hunger and reduce poverty by raising economic growth through agriculture-led development. IGAD member states periodically assess their agricultural development implementation through the African Union CAADP framework every 2 years. Prior to submitting their reports to the program, these nations convene national dialogue platforms involving relevant stakeholders to evaluate their prospective progress. In this context, Ethiopia has recently undertaken a thorough review of its agricultural development achievements. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development (IGAD) organized a program for national dialogue on CAADP in Addis Ababa. Advisor to the Minister of Agriculture and CAADP focal person, Zena Haptawold, said that improving agricultural production and productivity, environmental protection through the Green Legacy Initiative are key achievements registered in Ethiopia.
In the past years, Ethiopia has critically improved the production and productivity of crops and livestock, especially wheat. Ethiopia has already substituted wheat imports starting from 2022 and largely improved the livestock production and productivity by implementing the Bounty of Baskets initiative.
The climate change Ethiopia has been at the forefront of environmental protection, particularly with the successful implementation of Green Legacy Initiative, he stated, and added that other countries are replicating the successful achievements of Ethiopia. The advisor emphasized that Ethiopia is thriving to ensure food security, and the results gained over the past years are encouraging. CAADP supports countries to enhance resilience to climate variability through development of disaster preparedness policies and strategies, early warning response systems, and social safety nets. IGAD Food System Resilience Project Coordinator Sanait Regasa stated that support is being intensified to enhance effectiveness of IGAD member states' efforts in building climate-resilient agricultural systems.
Despite the minimal contribution of the region's countries to climate change, they bear the burden of its consequence. I would like to applaud Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative as an exemplary approach to tackling this challenge worthy of emulation by others.
ሀገራት ምሳሌና አይ ቲንክ ትምህርት መሆን የሚችል ነው።
The forum also emphasized the ongoing commitment to bolstering agricultural investments in Ethiopia, ensuring the continuation and intensification of existing initiatives.
In business news, the Saudi-Ethiopian Business Council was held in Riyadh, signaling a renewed commitment to deepen economic cooperation between Ethiopia and Saudi Arabia. According to the Ethiopian Embassy in Riyadh, the meeting was co-chaired by Hassan Abdullahi, chairman of the Ethiopian Chamber of Commerce and Sectoral Associations, and Abdullah Al-Ajmi, chairman of the Federation of Saudi Chambers. On the occasion, the two sides underscored the significance of strengthening bilateral economic ties, building on the long-standing long-standing relationship between the two nations. Participants emphasized that the meeting opens a new chapter in strategic partnership with a particular focus on mutually beneficial ventures. Key areas identified for cooperation include manufacturing, agriculture, mining, tourism, and construction. The two sides expressed a shared commitment to facilitate joint investment initiatives, promote private sector engagement, and expand market access in both countries. The meeting concluded with a consensus to enhance collaboration through regular dialogue and concrete project implementation, reinforcing the Council's role as a catalyst for robust economic engagement. And finally, Ethiopian Airlines CEO Mesfin Taso announced the airlines achieved the goal set in its 2025 vision regarding increasing aircraft and expanding destinations. According to Mesfin, the airline has plans to launch a new airport in the next 4 years that is expected to be the largest in Africa. The BBC's Focus on Africa program asked the airline CEO Mesfin Taso about the airline's current status in achieving these large goals it has set. Jerusalem Betsa has the details.
Ethiopian Airlines has said that it plans to launch a new airport in the next 4 years that is expected to be the largest in Africa.
The BBC's Focus on Africa program asked the airline's CEO, Mesfin Taso, about the airline's current status in achieving these large goals it has set. In his response, the CEO stated that the goal it set in its 2025 vision regarding its annual revenue, increasing aircraft, and expanding destinations.
Last year, in 2023-24, we achieved annual revenue of $7 billion. And this year, by June, we expect to reach $8 billion. In terms of aircraft, in terms of destinations, and the like, Ethiopian Airlines has achieved its targets set in our 2025 vision.
The 2024 report by the African Airlines Association revealed that the Cairo International Airport in Egypt is the leading airport in Africa, having handled 6 million passengers in the first quarter. According to the report, OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg, South Africa, and Bole International Airport hold the second and third positions, respectively, in the same order. On this move, Ethiopian Airlines has plans to launch a new airport in the next 4 years that's expected to be the largest in Africa, Mesfin said.
The new airport will have an ultimate capacity of 110 million passengers per year, but it will be developed in 2 phases. Phase 1 with a capacity of 60 million, and phase 2, the additional 50 million. That will be done after phase 1 is completed. And phase 1 is expected to be completed by 2029. The reason is that we have been using the Addis Ababa Bole Airport for decades now. As Ethiopian Airlines traffic grew over the years, we have been expanding this airport, but it has reached to its limit of 25 million passengers per year.
The CEO also highlighted Ethiopian Airlines Group, Africa's largest and most successful airline, is advancing its ambitious 2035 growth strategy, which emphasizes network expansion, infrastructure development, and human capital investment to enhance its global competitiveness.
You're watching ABC. A quick reminder of the stories making headlines. Armenian ambassador to Ethiopia, Sahak Sargsyan, pledges to strengthen bilateral relations with Ethiopia across multiple sectors. And Ethiopian Airlines Group CEO says the airline achieves 2025 vision with fleet expansion and new destinations. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Many thanks for watching. Goodbye for now and do take care.